Hi, I'm Peter Haddock, and I'm here for a very special visit with Harriet Langfield. Harriet, you're a senior project engineer for GEO-Instruments, part of the Keller Group, and we're stood on a balcony here with a huge project called HS2 right behind us, tunnel boring machines and everything going on. But you actually won an award for the work you've been doing on this project recently, and that's why we're here today, to understand what have you been doing here, Harriet?
Well, yeah, so I started on this project about 3 years ago as a fresh-faced graduate coming in out of nowhere. I had no experience in I&M whatsoever, and I was thrown right in the deep end. VRCB, also known as Victoria Road Crossover Box, was one of my first sites that I looked at. And here, this box acts as a cross mechanism between trains coming in and out of Old Oak Common Station, which is the new station being built for HS2. Our job on the project is to install and implement monitoring systems to monitor ground movement and any movement that could cause trigger levels to stop the construction. Another big part of my project is actually working on the Northolt Tunnel East TBM drives, which have been launched from this very box themselves, going west all the way towards Greenford. Across the route, we've been installing automated total stations, track tilts, prisms, all to monitor the settlement of the tracks and the twist of the tracks as they go into Greenford as their en route.
Wow, and this, folks, is why she's an award winner. What a huge amount of work that is, and you know, to break that down, you know, why is it really important? I mean, we've got a prism right here, for example. Why is it really important that we've got all of those total stations and all of those instruments around here? Because obviously it's about accuracy, and you said twists and movements. What actually happens, and why is it important that you've been getting it right?
So we focus on safety critical monitoring to millimetre degree accuracy, and if it breaches certain levels, they will stop the construction immediately because it could put the public, assets and people in danger.
So that's a sort of red alert moment. And also we've got these tiny millimetre accuracy, because we've got a tunnel boring machine literally cutting its way through, as we see down here. And that's got to meet up with the exact location it needs to come out at the other end, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So how does that bit work?
Well, we don't get involved so much in that bit, but our designers and like pre-construction guys will design it in a sense that they have to keep to certain levels, and they will be monitoring it 24/7 through the night to ensure they carry on sticking to the designed route.
So practically 3 years, you know, so practically where has the project gone from when you started here as this graduate to an award-winning senior project engineer?
I mean, it's crazy. Like, the levels of responsibility have grown each year. I mean, for starters, this site here, when I joined, was literally just a flat piece of soil with nothing in it.
Wow. And now look at it, it's got cranes everywhere. We've got literally the whole open box, as you called it earlier when you explained it to me. And so also 3 years in, but 7 years to go as well, isn't there, on this project?
I know, it's crazy. I mean, the end date, fingers crossed Euston goes ahead, won't be till 2032.
And so then you'll be even more senior by then. And I mean, the whole impact for somebody like you starting on this is really what HS2 is all about, isn't it? It's giving a legacy of high-end skills that you've developed throughout the project. And this is really important when it comes to not just projects like this, but the way we build other major projects and general projects. What is the learnings that you can take from the work you're doing here?
I mean, a lot of the learning is just like embracing growth, taking every opportunity and staying curious. I have a saying, and I think people know it, but a good engineer always asks why.
Always asks why, and this is why I've come to ask why with yourself as well. So you've done all of that. There's been a team of people here as well, and so when it comes to the practical elements of what you do day to day and how you're doing the monitoring and where all the data goes, because you're collecting lots and lots of information. What actually happens with it, and how do you collect it, and then how does it end up helping the project?
So we have many different platforms. We use Leica for a start for many of our ATSs using their GEO system. We have world sensing loggers out on site that are like wireless digital loggers that feed into their platform database system. And we have FTPs that travel into our client's database, and all the data is fed into that database for it all to be mapped and graphed to be presented in millimeters to show heave, settlement, twist, angle changes, everything.
So when you talk about all of that, that's one big 3D data model that people are then analysing and making decisions on as well. In fact, we've just met somebody this morning who used all of your data on their dissertation, which is amazing, isn't it? To think that data's been used like that.
It's incredible, yeah. And I guess that was one of the GEO-Instruments core projects on London Power Tunnels too, which the team have done a fantastic job on in achieving such brilliant data to be able to be utilised by graduates, by seniors, to ensure that these tunnels can go ahead.
So we've talked about all of the different things, how it all comes together, and what has been some of the really exciting moments for you so far with this project that made you think just wow?
I mean, this site in particular has been amazing. It's one of a kind structure in the world. It's a caterpillar box that has never really been done in the UK before, and it's just fantastic to see the progress that a 40-metre deep box can be dug to allow for tunnelling is just absolutely incredible. The fact that we've been able to get 70 ATSs out on site for Northolt Tunnels East, providing a continuous amount of data, again, is another fantastic achievement. And even the guys in our team that led Northolt Tunnels West, their TBM broke through about a month ago, and it's just fantastic to see the hard work that has gone into this project and the hard work that our team has done to deliver this huge S1, S2 tunnelling.
And I think, you know, you've really summed it up well there, folks. We're on a live site here. We can see there's noise and everything else around us. Yeah, but what we have done here today is seen a young person like yourself, Harriet, come through from a graduate position, 3 years later into a senior position, 7 years to go, seeing the most amazing things happening in her career. So what, finally, would you say, Harriet, to somebody looking at you and going, should I do this kind of job? And what would entail somebody wanting to get into a position like yours in the future?
I think, like for me, you just can't give up. You've literally got to believe that you will succeed, and you've got to believe that good things will happen to you. I've always gone with the idea of always putting 110% into everything you're doing. Showcase yourself. If you can pull all your tools out of your toolbox and deliver it, no one's going to stop you.
And that is brilliant, and nobody's going to stop this high-speed rail track actually delivering people into London here at Old Oak Common. What a fantastic opportunity this has been for me, but even more so, what a brilliant opportunity it's had for you, Harriet, to share with the world and people your age to say, come and join us in this industry. It's super exciting. You might have to give 110%, but wow, do you make a global difference. Congratulations. Cheers.